Yo, what's up? I'm DualEx and I like to build living spaces in weird places. I've previously built vans, RVs, and travel trailers, but right now I'm building a truck camper for my F-150. In this episode, I tackle the doors, latches, windows, and seals. Let's get to work. This video is sponsored by Omaze. So I'm going to be using these RV window frames that I took out of an RV, and I'm going to be putting plexiglass on the inside of the window frame as my window. I put a lip in here right there so that I can put a door inset. I'm gonna do the doors out of wood. Wood is a lot easier to use. I'm gonna have door latches and hinges and gas struts on it, so it'll be a lot easier to install, number one. And number two, I think it'll look pretty cool. I don't think people have that many truck campers that are half wood, half metal, so I'm gonna try that out. And plus, I'm sick of working with metal. Up like waterproof piano hinges, but those really aren't going to work. A lot of people say that they end up leaking through. So what I'm just going to do is take a regular piano hinge and I'm going to put it on the outside of the door like this. So I'm going to have a seal on the door and then a seal on the inside of here, and then a hinge will just be on the outside, so it'll kind of be independent. While I burn up this wood, I think it's a good time to talk about the sponsor of today's video, Omaze. Omaze gives away one-of-a-kind prizes and experiences while donating money to chosen charities across the world. Teamed up with Omaze to promote donations to the Hinge Foundation, which uses solar energy as an environmentally sound solution to global energy poverty. So they're going to be giving away a Mercedes-Benz 4x4 Sprinter van with an $80,000 conversion by Vansmith. And this van is decked out, man. It has a max air fan on the roof, an isotherm Cruise 85L fridge, a fresh water system in a 60-inch kitchen galley, LED interior lighting, lagoon table, full-size bed, plus the winner's choice of exterior upgrades, including a rear bike rack or storage box, upgraded suspension, all-terrain tires, and more. Potentially win this Sprinter van and support the Hinge Foundation, a great cause. Go to omaze.com/DualEx. And thanks again to Omaze for sponsoring this video. Now let's get back to the build. Alright, so I've come across my first actual problem of this build, which is kind of crazy that I got this far and this is my first problem. I tried to install this strut, and first of all, it's way too long. So I actually would need to mount this like several inches back there for it to actually be able to let the door close. But on top of that, it's way too strong. So when I push on it, it's just forcing the door up. This is only one strut too. I'm supposed to have one on both sides so that this won't be uneven. And with one strut, this door is coming up way too fast. This strut is actually strong enough to break the hinges that's on the door. So I definitely cannot allow this to continue like this. So this is a 40-pound strut. So I'm actually switching these out for some 10-pound or 15-pound struts. I just ordered the struts. I'm getting these 22-pound 10.5-inch struts instead of the ones I have are like 24 inches or something like that. Ridiculous. These will be here tomorrow. So I'm gonna try to knock out the back door now. It doesn't really have a lot going on. It's just kind of dead space. So I think I'm gonna do like a herringbone pattern on the back, and I'm gonna use some thicker wood on this. It's still cedar. It's just 3/4 of an inch thick. Portion of the video, I had to go to my sister's house because I'm sealing the wood and I don't like using epoxy, but I'm using epoxy and she uses epoxy all the time, so I'm gonna make her do it. So now that I've got the doors and everything on, it made it a little bit heavier, but when I picked it up, it still didn't feel too heavy. Still definitely less than 100 pounds. With the struts installed, all you gotta do is undo those two latches and then doors lift on their own. They're looking pretty good, a lot better than the original struts that I had on there. And they close up pretty well. So at this point, the entire camper is essentially done. So what I'm gonna do is just put it onto the truck, and then I'm gonna try to build a temporary ceiling, because the ceiling is actually going to be a rooftop tent that I'm gonna be building in a future video. So, but for right now, I just need to get this out of the workshop, clear up space, so I'm gonna put it on the truck. Before I throw this on the truck, I'm gonna put on some weather stripping down here on the bottom. This is actually made for truck campers, which oddly enough I found at a local AutoZone. It literally says right on there, camper tape, used for truck caps and campers. Very odd that I found this, but I'm gonna end up running this along the bottom here so that no moisture or bugs or anything can get in from the bed rails when I put it on there. Yeah. Damn it. I should have moved that. Alright, so this is where I'm gonna stop on this video. I got all three doors working. I got these compression latches on, and these struts are holding it up pretty well. They're working better than the original struts that I had to try to put on there. I got seals on the inside. The diamond plate's holding up. It actually rained on this a couple of times. It's working. This back door, I made it so you have to open up the tailgate to open this up, to make it harder for people to try to pry this open and steal stuff or whatnot. On each door I also put on 2 locks, and the way these work is when you turn the lock, there's just a lever on the inside that just holds on the back side of the frame, so that way it's impossible to open up from the outside if I lock it. The main thing I got to do with this is seal it up, and also there's one big problem. There's actually no ceiling in here yet. I don't have time to put that in this video, so I'm going to be putting that in the next episode when I tackle the inside stuff before I do the rooftop tent, which is going to be the final episode. So if you guys want to see that, make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next episode. Later.
Never at ease, I don't know a limit. Chasing a dream, I don't know what sleep is. I got a queen, she lit me the evening. She ripe like a peach and she snapped me the snippet. We well overdue for that link up in person. Text me to fall through its murder, she wrote it. Still up with courage, you're doing a service. Pull up to the crib, I'm equipped with the brush strokes. Cut throat from the low, when no love goes. Women buddy like it's been